5 actors traumatized by their intense roles. To say that they were doing a fantastic job would be an understatement. When it comes to describing the award-winning performances of these actors who literally went out on a limb for their roles, words often fail. While we, as the audience, took absolute pleasure watching their critically acclaimed films, the performers went through some grueling experiences in the preparation and recovery from their roles, which oftentimes left a significant scar that they would have to carry for the rest of their lives. In this video, we'll take a look at the following actors who were traumatized by their intense roles. Number 5. Janet Leigh, Psycho. Alfred Hitchcock created what is considered as one of the most brilliant thriller films ever made in the history of filmmaking. And while the movie's stellar reputation warrants the public's admiration, there's this one particular scene that often gets the attention of the audience: the shower scene. The scene shows Leigh, who plays the part of Marion Crane, getting stabbed while taking a shower. Although it may look so tame as compared to the more graphic, bloody sequences of today's movies, Psycho's shower scene did terrify millions when it came out in theaters. One of them was Leigh. Shooting this scene involved Leigh's character getting stabbed in the shower while being totally naked and vulnerable. The horrific on-cam experience left Leigh with a phobia of showers, which haunted her for many years, long after the filming of Psycho ended. During these times, Leigh reportedly took baths with the curtains open while facing the door at all times. Number 4. Bob Hoskins, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. This 1988 film from Robert Zemeckis was memorable for its groundbreaking blend of live action and animation. Even more so, Bob Hoskins was loved for playing the role of Eddie Valiant, the movie's main protagonist. Filming Who Framed was rather tricky, at least for Hoskins' part. The actor was basically on set, performing alongside a host of imaginary characters. For this, he had to visualize his scene counterparts all the time. This proved to be too disturbing for Hoskins, who revealed later that he started hallucinating and talking to himself even after the film was wrapped. It was like he never left the set. Hoskins admitted that it was hard for him to enter back into reality after having spent a great amount of time interacting with entities that didn't exist in the first place. Number 3. Shelley Duvall, The Shining. Stanley Kubrick's masterful adaptation of Stephen King's novel of the same name was highly regarded by film critics as probably one of the most frightening horror flicks made for the screen. So much so that Robert De Niro, who was once drafted for the role of Jack Torrance, claimed he had nightmares for months after watching it. It's rightful to say that Jack Nicholson was perfectly chosen for the part, in which he did rather spectacularly. However, his co-star, Shelley Duvall, did get a fair share of the praise, especially after the public found out what the actress had went through for her role of Wendy Torrance. As revealed, Duvall's cries in the infamous baseball bat scene were never faked, and that Kubrick had her redo the scene over and over again, 127 times. Duvall said that at some point during filming, she'd find herself screaming and crying for 12 hours a day. The actress described the experience as unbearable and hated Kubrick for it. The world was in awe at their performances, but Duvall was left with an altered mind. In an interview, Duvall revealed that she's suffering from mental illnesses. Number 2. Jim Caviezel, The Passion of the Christ. Caviezel's case was rather more of a physical trauma. The actor, a devout Catholic, reportedly turned down previous offers to play the role of Jesus, but made an exception for The Passion of the Christ, because he was drawn into Mel Gibson's commitment to make a realistic retelling on the suffering of Christ. And this was exactly how it played out for him. According to reports, Caviezel was made to dangle naked on a cross with the chilling winds blowing throughout the film of the crucifixion scenes. He consequently caught pneumonia and a lung infection after being exposed to the harsh elements with no clothes on his back. In the torture scenes, a co-actor playing the part of a Roman torturer cut Caviezel's back for real. He suffered minor cuts and scrapes on top of this. Also, in his refusal to employ a double to carry a heavy cross, Caviezel dislocated his shoulder. But one of the most shocking accidents that took place during filming was when Caviezel was struck by lightning while recreating the Sermon on the Mount. Luckily, it wasn't fatal. Gibson was forced to seek consultation from several theological advisors in light of these unfortunate events. And number 1. Heath Ledger, The Dark Knight. We all knew this was coming, as we are all aware of the price Heath Ledger paid for playing this iconic role. Jack Nicholson, who previously assumed the role of the Joker in Tim Burton's Batman, warned Ledger about the part and went on to advise him not to take it. Needless to say, the young Australian actor went head-on and did the unthinkable. In preparation for the part in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight, Ledger locked himself away in a hotel room and lived there for a month in isolation. Rumors said that while there, he made a diary of himself as if he's really living the life of the Joker, further revealing a colorful backstory and notes of the character. Ledger immersed himself in the role too deeply, that he had already found it hard to come out from the other side. He often appeared on set even on his days off and stayed in character, which freaked everyone out. Things started to take a toll on the great actor as he could no longer sleep well. "My body was exhausted and my mind was still going," he said in an interview with New York Times. He died in 2008 due to a prescription drug overdose. He was posthumously awarded with an Oscar for his unforgettable performance of the comic villain. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.